Okay, got that fine there. Okay, I think we are live. Okay, we're officially live. Now let me get things set up. I gotta find, we are gonna talk about vision boards today. I'm in the process of making mine. So you can kind of see over here. I'm gonna share the screen here in a second, but we got some loud stuff going on in the background. It is still Christmas Day in the United States. Christmas was yesterday in Thailand, by the way. But anyway, now's the time to kind of I haven't done a vision board for a while, for a long time, my friends. So this year I was kind of really in the mood to do a vision board for 2026. So this is what we're going to talk about. Okay. And I'll kind of open it up. I'm going to share the screen, kind of get right to this. So it's not long winded, but I would really want to share you some tips and tricks along the way, things that I've learned over the years to really kind of help your vision board become a reality. Because that's where, yes, it's fun to do, okay, but we need to take that fun part to the next level. so let me share the screen with you guys, and we will get rocking and rolling here. And we got this. That's the screen window. I want to share my entire screen. So let me see. I'm talking to myself. This is how the Chad works. I got two computer screens going on. So let me see here. I'll share over there. Yep, you can see both. Okay, so I shared the screen over here. So I'm recording off of this screen because I got double screens going on. But I kind of just want to jump right to this. I don't want to give a great big 15-minute monologue before we get to this. And I'm over here. So you're gonna see me look away from time to time. That's okay. I don't need to stare at the camera way up there. But anyway, I'm gonna share with you some tips and tricks along the way. And really the tips and tricks is really how to make all this stuff right here a reality for you. So I've kind of got it sectioned off in different aspects. Right now, here, this isn't the finished product, but it's closer than what I first started off with. So I kind of want to take you guys through the process a little bit and talk about it, how to do it, give you some ideas, and that way you can kind of implement this. So first and foremost, let's talk about the power behind your vision board. Okay. And even when I sat down a few days ago, started doing this. And even when I was making it, it puts you in that moment. It puts you in that moment. Like anything we do, it's almost like Never Goddard talks about anything we do, we automatically go inside our imagination, my friends. Okay. No matter what we do, we visualize it before we actually do it. No matter if we're arguing with a boss at work or what, we automatically go inside our imagination. So when I sat down, this first one right here took me about 45 minutes to do. Okay. So I sat down for 45 minutes and I put all this together. Most of it was just kind of getting on the screen, kind of what I wanted to do, things coming to mind, pictures and stuff like that. But when I was making this up here, the whole time it was fun. That whole 45 minutes was almost like a 45-minute meditation on the life of Chad. Okay. Like I'm inside my imagination. Like when I'm doing things about Dubai, looking up pictures about Dubai, I can literally see myself living in Dubai. Okay, my friends, that's the power. This is why sometimes people in the beginning steps do a vision board, because even if they do like a get together, they invite friends over and this is what they do, they make it together. Okay, this is why it's so fun, because you're building your vision, and it doesn't have to be only one day, my friends. It can be this is going to carry on, and I'm going to use this for the entirety of 2026. So let's talk about how to make this stuff work for you. I mean, a couple of things. I think the major mistake that people do when they make their vision board And I'm gonna go in teaching mode here for a second. But the major mistake is they do this for one day, okay, with a group of friends. Maybe they do it, maybe you do it by yourself and maybe you spend 3 days doing it. Maybe you spend a week putting this together. But then the major mistake people do is no matter when it's done, no matter how long you took to make this baby, to make this bad boy, is you take it home and you throw it under your bed. I've seen people take it home and I've been with them. They literally take it home and it just goes under their bed. Okay. They spent all that time to make it and it goes under the bed and they never see it again. They never see it again. They never think about it again. Okay. That's dude, that's error number one. Okay. This is the number one no-no that people are doing. Okay. Or they go home, they have a giant bookshelf, it sits behind a bookshelf, okay? Or they got a crate where they keep stuff, like keep memories and stuff like that, and they open the crate and throw it in there. You understand, my friends? That's a number one no-no. What you wanna do is when you create this vision board, okay, we're gonna talk about a couple things. Now here, I'm doing it digital. I'm doing it 100% digital because I'm gonna use this as a screensaver on my computers, okay? Okay, now for me, why am I creating a screensaver? Okay, so this is going to help you guys out. I'm creating a screensaver. Now, it's not a screensaver yet because it's not finished, but I got the dimensions all laid out on Canva. Canva is what I'm using. Canva is pretty awesome. I've been using Canva for holy hell for many years now. I've been uh, using Canva. Let's get that notification off there. So I got the dimensions already set for doing it on Canva, so it will kind of stretch across my computer screen. If you want to know more about that, you can comment on the video, comment on the live and stuff like that. I can help you out. I don't want to bore you with the specs and stuff like that. But one of the reasons why I picked the computer screens for me right now I'm in Surin, Thailand. Most of the time, my friends, most of the time, this is where I'm at. Okay, my computer stay on, not 24 hours a day, but once I wake up, once I have my cup of coffee, I turn my computers on. Okay, and my computers stay on until I go to bed. So this is where I'm mainly at throughout the day. I'm always walking in here. I'm always walking in and out. So for me setting a screensaver on both screens, I'm kind of going like this, but I got two screens going on. Okay. I'm putting it somewhere where I can see it all the time. Okay. And this is what you need to do. No matter if you do a digital vision board or you do it old fashioned. I used to do this back in the day. You go to the store, you go to Walmart, Target, wherever, Walgreens, wherever you're from, and you buy a poster board. Sometimes I would buy big poster boards. You understand? And back in the day, you I would either have a whole bunch of magazines or I would ask my friends if you throw any magazines away, just give them to me because I use the magazines to kind of go through and cut out pictures that I want to put on my vision board. Then I started that's the old-fashioned way. Then I started doing a hybrid where I would do the poster board thing, but then I would jump on the computer, I would have a printer at home, and then I would look for pictures, create pictures online, print them off, then paste them on my vision board. You can do that as well, okay? But the main thing is it doesn't matter how you do it, is putting it in a spot in your house where you always see it, my friends, okay? I'm gonna drill this into you. You gotta put it somewhere where you always see it. If you always sit in the living room, your vision board is in the living room, okay? Your vision board isn't in your bedroom where you only go to sleep. You understand? You gotta put it somewhere where you naturally are at most of the time at home. Okay. Maybe it's the living room. Maybe you hang it in the kitchen. Sometimes, I do affirmations like this where I put, I, I kind of pin affirmations where I'm kind of walking through the house. And for whatever reason, like when I'm walking, I pay attention to this stuff. This is how anal chat is when I walk into the kitchen, what are your eyes naturally looking at? And this is where I would hang affirmations. When you walk in the living room, what are you naturally looking at? Okay, we're all a creature of habit. Okay, when we walk in the living room, our eyes naturally look in a certain direction. So that's what I would do is whatever your eyes look at in a certain direction, that's where you put your vision board. Maybe it's hanging on a wall because you always look at that section of the wall. Okay. Now let's get past that. Okay. I've hammered that in over and over and over again. Okay. This is really the number one falter. Okay. You need after you make this, you need to put it somewhere where you can always see it. Because when you look at it, you glance at it again, the power is when I glance at this baby, I don't even have to work at this. When I glance at it, my mind goes my mind imaginally goes inside my imagination and I can see all this stuff. See me actually doing it and living this lifestyle. Okay, my friends. Okay, now let's kind of go on. Let's go to the nitty gritty here of some pointers I want to point out for you. Now, here, this is the first one I did. I took about 45 minutes to an hour to do all this. And the number one thing, the second pointer I have for you guys is that when I make a vision board, I put true stuff in there along with my dream life, along with things I want, along with my intentions and my desires, along with a lifestyle that I want to create. I put truth in there too. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing I do, I put truth with it. I will talk about this. I will show you examples. And as you can see, I put pictures of myself on my vision board because when I look at it, I see myself on there. They're real pictures of myself. They're not AI. Okay. And I put truth in there because listen to this. Okay. I want to move to Dubai. And so Dubai, I've never been to Dubai before. Dubai is about 5.5, 6 hours away from Thailand by plane. Okay. And I got being the king of YouTube on here. I got my Porsche on here. Y- You understand? I got the saying, the $15 million man on here. Move that down so you can see it. So I got some dreams on there, okay, but I'm mixing it with truth, meaning like you got to mix things with truth. When you glance at it, okay, your subconscious mind will go to things that are real that you really did, and it will be truth to your subconscious mind. It's not fake. But then when you look at moving to Dubai, your subconscious mind automatically takes it as true because I'm mixing truth in there. Okay, this is the power of the vision board. This is really the power of doing this stuff over and over and over again because you learn some master tricks of the trade, baby. Okay, so give you some examples here. I haven't been to Dubai yet. Okay, we're Ing and I are going to go over and check that baby out. Okay, but I put some pictures of Dubai on here. Okay, this is the real picture of me and Ing right here. I'm clicking on it so you can see. I can like, zoom this up a little bit. This is Ang. We're on the VIP bus going from Surin to Bangkok, traveling VIP. This is us on the bus again. This is us. This picture right here is us. This is where is this? This is in Wahin when we used to live in Wahin. Okay, we're by the beach. So I'm mixing some cool pictures, but they're real. Okay, it really happened. Okay, this is me. This is me drinking. I don't know what I'm drinking, but I'm in Da Nang, Vietnam at that point. Okay. This is the picture of my Porsche right there. Bad boy, blood orange. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, but you can tell when I stretch up this picture, okay? Okay, this is the real picture of me, okay? But I'm planting myself in this picture. You see, that way it looks like I'm standing by my Porsche. You see what I'm doing? I'm adding real images of myself within my dream car. So then when I look at this, my mind basically really fast scans for truth. What is really real? So my mind looks at this first. Oh, there's truth. I really did this. I really did this. This is me. This is me down here making fun of Ang sleeping. Okay. So I got real things mixed with my dream life. Okay. You have to understand that this makes stuff so flippin' powerful, my friends. Okay. So let's move on from here. Okay. Now down here, what I did, this was day one. This was day two. Day two, I kind of did this stuff right here. I created this with Chat GPT. This was my dream house in Dubai. And Chat GPT did an okay job. It's not perfect, but but I was kind of describing it out of my mind, my imagination, what I really wanted. So, like, in my imagination, I could see myself, I'm driving through the gate in my Porsche, but I'm kinda driving, it's kinda sitting my house is sitting off from the the driveway is kinda going up and around to the house. But it's not completely to the right, but it's not completely front either. So the ChatGPT made it look like it's completely front from the gate, okay? But I can see I can see the pool. The house is about 5,000 square feet. Okay. And everything is built around the pool. We got the barbecue station, sauna, uh, fire pit, all that jazz. Now, beside that, to the left-hand side, this is where you can see, like in this picture, on the left-hand side here, we get this out of the way. This is supposed to be like a pool house, like an entertainment pool house type of thing, where on the second floor, like if we have guests or family stay with us, they can stay up here. It's a little bit separate from the main house, but it gives them a little bit more privacy and stuff like that. So this was kind of the whole thing around here. Now, ChatGPT made this look like a giant mansion. But oh well. But they did a pretty good job, except they kind of got the gate not in the right place and stuff like that. But it did a decent job. Then I did this view over here with me driving into my dream house. Okay. Now this view's okay. Didn't do a perfect job, of course, but it looks like I'm gonna drive into the pool. But oh well. Um, and another one I was trying to do was my office, and ChatGPT wasn't getting it kind of that correct. Where's the offices? I had it on. Oh, it's right here. So the office here, they kind of made it look like a tiny office, but this isn't kind of what I really want. I really want kind of more of a I got my dream office anyway is kind of having a little bit more of a kind of a studio office, especially when you do this work like online now. A lot of offices, if you see someone is actually office, they put some money into it, but it's really built like a filming studio. uh, just with Not just with YouTube, but when they're just doing everything online, master classes online and stuff like that. So, and you can see my YouTube plaques up here, and they kind of put in my YouTube plaques, and but this is kind of tiny, kind of not what I really want. It kind of struggled with me seeing the view of this house here. So I kind of pause on the whole office picture. I'll go back again and try to build my office. But I have it in my imagination, kind of how I want my office set up. Here, like in Surin, I have an office back in the United States. It's just I have the whole room. Here in Surin, it was a little bit different. When we moved up here from Wahin, like my office is just in a little corner here, my computers, because like Aang with Aang's house, Aang has an actually a huge like nook area kind of off from the living room. And I wanted to set up the office there because it was a huge area. It was kind of cool. And but Aang kind of coming up in Thailand. This is what people don't tell you about Thailand is kind of up in the village, whatever. Aang was kind of afraid that people would see my stuff. They would see my expensive stuff and see the computers and everything, the mics and the setup. And people would know I would have all this stuff in the house. And she was just kind of afraid that people would either break in, rob us when we're not here, stuff like that. And that stuff really does happen in Thailand, even though people make constant videos about how safe Thailand is. Thailand's another country, you know what I mean? And so, things happen. And even when Aang's talking that way, and Aang kind of would Aang was kind of in that mixture of like she would just feel bad to have my stuff up here and something happens to it. So that's why I'm kind of in this corner nook area. So I can't really build the office how I would really want. Um, so I had ChatGPT made these. ChatGPT is okay with pictures, but once it starts making mistakes, it kind of locks in that mistake. So sometimes I feel like punching the computer screen when it starts doing that stuff. But then down here, I kind of put out just more like real pictures. I like this one, but this one actually looks like Dubai. We're in, where is this? This is Da Nang, Vietnam. Just pictures of us by the pool. Now I got tons and tons and tons of pictures, not just these, but this right here. Now this is the house I was going to buy in Hua Hin. So we were actually checking it out when we lived in Hua Hin. This was a big house in Hua Hin. So now what I loved about this is in Hua Hin is that this right here, this was gonna be my office. This was kind of exterior from the house. I kinda liked it. I kinda like the concept of my office being exterior from the house because it so for me, it kinda calls, like, separation in a little bit. Uh, so I kinda like this idea, having, like, my office here, having a little relaxation room over here, but it all kind of it was separate. Like once I kind of went into the house, my mind shut off. I wasn't thinking about work no more. I really like that concept. But this was a house we were thinking about buying in Wahid. This is the pool attached to the house right here. This is the kitchen, even though I try to blow it up so you can see it, but these other pictures are getting in the way. Yeah, this is the kitchen of it. Um, but I was kind of like, really with this house, I was kind of like really skeptical. I didn't really care for Wine that much. You know, to buy a house, pretty much almost $1 million. That for me not to really be in love with Wine, it and it really kind of created conflict in my mind when we talk about manifesting and stuff like that. Uh, because like Hua Hin's by the beach, but the beach is mostly high tide. You can hardly go to the beach. There's only a couple months out of the year you can go to the beach, and that's if they keep it clean. That's a whole nother story. And it just really caused conflict in my mind when I started thinking about buying a house like this in Thailand. In with Thailand too, you have to understand that there's no zoning laws. You can buy a house like this, and right beside your house, it can be a Thai apartment. I mean, it's so much is out of your control. Okay. You put money into a house like this and you still go out 10 minutes down the road, Thai people are throwing trash all over the place. So don't mean to be negative, but that's the stuff I just kind of struggled with in my mind a little bit. But then the climax of this, and I'm kind of just giving you some kind of long explanations to kind of give you guys ideas and stuff like that. Maybe you see something and it kind of it kind of I was like looking at the screen down here, give you some ideas too. But down here, okay, now this is kind of up here. So this is kind of sat down the other day and started kind of fine tuning my vision board. It's not 100% done yet, but I kind of started rearranging the pictures, rearranging things, and this is a saying I've called myself this nickname for a long time, the $15 million man. So I'll go through this for you. Okay. Now I don't refer to me like this in my videos, but I'm the king of YouTube. I'm not the king of YouTube like Mr. Beast. I'm the king of YouTube. I'm the king of my domain. I'm the king of my niche. Okay. I'm the king. When it comes to manifesting, my channel is the number one channel. My channel is where people go. Okay. That's what I mean by I'm the king of YouTube. Okay. Then I got the silver plaque and the gold plaque. So when my mind sees this, I already know what this represents. The silver plaque is you have 100,000 subs. The gold plaque is you got 1 million subs. Okay. So I got the YouTube plaques on here with my name on it. Okay. No, this is what I mean putting in truth. This right here, this picture right here is a real picture. Okay. Now, I was on YouTube the other day and just to listen to music, and I was scrolling down and YouTube had this banner out like here. Okay. Okay. So to me, it was just kind of cool because this is a short I did, and my short is right beside Alex Amosi, right beside, oh, I forget his name. I always remember his name off camera. But forget his name. That's Andrew Tate, Christian Tate. But my whole thing is these channels they put my short against are everybody has, I think, 2 million subs or more. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of cool. And I call myself the king of YouTube. And then my short is displayed right beside some high rollers on YouTube. So this is true. So again, when I look at this, my mind looks at this, my mind already knows that this is true. This is real. Okay. I got a picture of Dubai, put Dubai up here. Now, these are the 2 pictures I showed you of my dream house, okay, up here. I just kinda shortened them down, okay. Then this is me and Aang. Now, this is a real picture up here. Me and Aang, we're on the VIP bus, okay. This is my Porsche. I put myself standing by my Porsche. Okay, now these pictures down here, I don't know what to do with yet. This is why this is unfinished. But I'm still kind of working on it, still brainstorming things I want to do. But I mean, maybe some will stay, some I'll delete. But again, these are real pictures. Okay. Now down here, I don't know if you can see it. The YouTube screen might be hiding it. Um, but down here, I got pictures of people that I want to be associated with. Not that I just paid to go through paid to go through their programs or whatever, but I'm either personal friends with, I'm in that core group, okay, and I don't know if you can see it because the screen is hiding it, might be hiding it. But again, there's true. I mixed truth in there because some of these people I do know. You understand? So that's what I'm meaning. Like when my eyes glance at it, like I know Ed Milet because I used to work for Ed Milet for 4 years. So I know Ed Milet, okay? With Dan Henry, I don't know him personally, but I've talked to him a couple times. So I'm kind of I mean, I'm not personal friends with him, but I've talked to him a couple times. So I put him in there. So I put a little bit I mixed truth in there. There's me and Aang standing behind everybody. I got Alex Emozi on there, Grant Cardone, so forth and so forth. So I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still mixing truth in there, but surrounding myself around some core players that I would either like to meet, sit down and chat, be friends with, and so forth and so forth. But the whole point here is you can kind of see, like, I'm mixing my dream life. I'm mixing my desires, what I want, but I'm also mixing in there pictures of me, things I've actually done, and I'm mixing some truth in there because again, I'm hammering this hard for you guys. But when literally, like when I look at this, I almost accept everything is true because I mixed truth in there. And your mind will see it as true. Okay. Okay, my friends. But other than that, just want to jump on here, share that with you guys. And hopefully, I wasn't really paying attention to YouTube. Hopefully there wasn't like a connection error or anything because I wasn't really facing this way and talking to you. Sometimes there's a connection error, so hopefully everything connected. But just want to share that stuff. I'm still going to work on this and kind of get the finished product. I'll do another live stream where I'll copy this one, and then I'll have the finished product. And once I get it finished, then I'm going to save this as a screensaver where it's on my screen, where it's my computer stay on. I can see it. Holy hell! Like dude, I'll probably see that thing 30 times a day at least. Um, so that's really the power is once you're done, put it somewhere that you can see it just naturally. Okay. Don't put it somewhere that you got to work to see it. Okay. Don't say, well, Chad, I hung it on the wall, but you hung it on a wall in your bedroom you never look at. You understand? You put it somewhere where you where it's a natural flow of traffic in your house, your condo, that you always walk, and you put it somewhere that you for whatever reason you always look at. You always look at this section of the house. Okay, my friends. But anyway, wanted to share that stuff with you. If you have comments in this live, leave a comment, and I'll try my best to answer it. But other than that, remember I love you guys. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a happy holiday. The new year isn't here yet. I won't say Happy New Year yet because I'll do another live. And but anyway, have a great time. It's a time to kind of reflect on this year 2025, start reflecting on 2026, how 2026 you're going to rock and roll, the year of blessings. Okay, I love that 2026, the year of blessings. I should write that down. Let me write that down while I'm going to going doing this live stream. 2026, the year of blessings. Oh, I love that. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But that's what I do. I get it. I get like an intuitive thought. I write it down so I don't forget. But anyway, tribe, YouTube fam, remember I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next live. And I gotta stop sharing. Hello. Okay, get this notification off of there.